Alright, here goes nothing. Am I recording? Let me get some coffee. Classic. So I just watched a little 20-minute little video on architecture, and it kind of got me inspired. Oh, that looks cool. Sometimes I would space out and not even really listen to what they were saying, and I would just kind of imagine. But about a month ago, I went ahead and took all the different pieces from this game called Blockus. I forget. I think it's Blockus. From Blockus, and kind of filled with the spirit of the Eames house, which is very modern, almost to a fault, really. I didn't really sign off on everything, so to speak. I kind of critiqued it in some little flippant video I made and posted online on Instagram, if that's even a credible thing. But yeah, something about this house kind of, or I guess my little brother actually said something about Blocus, and I was like, you know what? For the sake of creativity, because sometimes I'm way too technical, let's just run with this almost romantic idea. And yeah, there was this game called Blocus, and you have to connect the pieces via their corners. I don't know, but I did actually at one point make something kind of oh gosh, with the Blocus pieces, or the 3D pieces, they kind of have some depth. In the game, they're flat, but the design, I don't even know. I guess at this point, I'm thinking more about houses, which is admitted. Jesus. All right. This coffee is gonna make me feel smart, but I don't know. Maybe it's simple. Maybe I want to live in a house, but I don't know. For this one, I don't know. I know how to do some pretty crazy stuff quickly with this software, but or I don't know. I don't need to show you, but in Rhino, I don't really know it that well. So it kind of takes me back to this point in time where I'm just I should have more respect for just the basic commands in this in 3D modeling. And I suppose it is kind of drafting back in the day. I don't know. I'm going off the deep end here. I'm just kind of talking and thinking out loud, but pencil and paper, just really where the pedal meets the metal, I guess. I don't know. Call me conservative, but I mean, hell, I'm using electricity to make this whole joint. I'm spending money, and I'm not even necessarily making a profit. But I don't know. My grandpa, he was a house builder. I think it's that's pretty cool. I think it's just, I don't know. Am I leaning into my last name? If someone's last name is farmer, don't you kind of want them to be a farmer? I don't know. But I don't want to be I don't know. I just feel when I think of Paris, the thing that pops out to me in Paris is pretty derivative to the French pronunciation of my last name, Paris. So I definitely am reaching, but I don't want to be the guy who just like makes like this is queer. This is honestly queer. Like it doesn't actually perform any specific function other than looking good, which is a function, but I guess if I'm gonna endorse architecture at my core, I don't know, it's too much for me. Like I've done this path before, like the art path, and like it's fun, but it's not stable. And I think I don't know, there's just multiple parties who are kind of vying for what my attention in my life, and I can't really afford, I guess almost figuratively and literally, to just keep experimenting. And I don't know, like I mean, yeah, aesthetics are great, but I don't know. So with this, I guess I just kind of want to, if nothing else, like, oh gosh, one, drink a lot of coffee. No, uh, I guess I just want to. What's my goal? I guess I want to try to create like a livable space, kind of a modern livable space. And my first attempt was I just like symmetrized like these, and I would do this, and I would just kind of place them willy nilly. Like my heart really wasn't in it. I was just like, oh, this is it. Like I don't know, but uh, I guess here I want to scale some stuff up, and I guess maybe only take three shapes from this and create like a base sort of structure that I don't know is different because like in suburbia it's just these style of homes. I mean that's a gaudy example, but it's just it's very similar to everything else. And I mean I like this a lot. But I don't know, there's a part of me I guess that kind of wants the individuality to be kind of punched. Oh gosh, dude. Kind of be punched through. Like what if a guy just wants to be different? Like, I don't know, maybe he wants a circular home, which would be really hard to build and really expensive. But, bro, I don't know. That seems kind of cursed, so I don't want to do anything with that right now. But like, how can we take this, but like make it better? I guess. So really, I mean, with this, I would just pull out this area right here, just for an interesting shape. I don't know what does that mean. Yeah, like pretty much that, but that's ugly. Like if your whole style is traditional, but it's not traditional, then that's boring. That sucks. That's a fail. I don't know. Maybe this is a win. This might be a win. But yeah, ooh, thank God I clicked on this tab. Now I'm brought back to my initial impulse. So let's just, I don't know, with the I Ching, I, I, I learned about this book in art school called the I Ching. And it's pretty much just embracing a little bit of randomness and chaos. Maybe that's like sacrilegious, but here I've just taken two shapes pretty randomly. Should I? Let's go for a third shape here. Let's pick a number between 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. All right, random number between 1 and 19. Survey says 8. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And of course, I have autonomy. I'm my own person. I don't know if I want this shape, bro. I really don't know if I want it. But, I don't know. I'm being weird and funky. We're rolling with the punches. All right, so here's my house. This is my house, bro. Let's maybe make some variations on this. Let's just start taking 3 shapes and combining them into like its own house, and then maybe we can pick a house from that. So that sounds like a good use of my time. Is it though? No. But for the sake of art, yes. Or financially, no. This is a terrible waste of time. But maybe there's some weird connection I can make further down the road. Also, it's not that person. There's a building, Vanderslice Hall, I think is what it was called. This building at my old school, KCAI, that, I don't know, maybe I want to pull some inspiration from. Just, because why not? Helix. Dude, there's so many architecture firms, it's pretty weird. And honestly, there's so many buildings that are just vacant. Like, I think there's this thing in the digital void where you don't really engage your body, so it like kind of abstracts you from being able to like consciously, I don't know, connect and just exist in a tribe. So there's a lot of just like digital, I don't know, there's no connection to the body. And I think that's the reason why there's just vacant buildings. It's pretty depressing. That looks so bad, dude. Let's put this. That looks cool. Take a screenshot. I don't know. Or like, I do think with like queer stuff, and I don't want to get overly attached to like the sexuality of that word. It just, I think at its root it means weird. Anything that's kind of nonconformist and willing to engage almost critically in certain, I don't know, maybe I'm missing the plot here. Maybe that word is just actually, like, culturally at this point, from a mass perspective, if you say queer, it literally just means like a sexual thing. But like, I think if we're gonna create a new space, then there better be a very specific reason as to why this space needs to exist. And I think the only progressive idea, I don't know, it's really, I hate to say it, but it's like the only new idea is like queer stuff. And it's like a pretty big curse. Like, I wish I would have been born in like the 50s. So it's like now I just grapple with racism. But my generation's cross to bear is gayness. So kill me. So we're making a gay building. No. That building seems gay. Famous last words. Alright, so let's do a straight building that's devoid of all emotion. Yes, we are machines. I really don't think the scale is right. Let's do S10. Nope. I don't know if I hit it. S6, too big. S2.5, S2.5, S2.5. And honestly, I have a little tobacco vape here. Maybe the coffee's making me a little bit too quick here. I don't think I want to sign off on this, so give me a second. Tasted like popcorn. It's weird. Um, or let's maybe get this scaled back down. Get this all scaled back down to its original proportion. And then scale it back to... Alright, now let's do 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Alright, so these are all uniform. I don't know, maybe for this one let's stretch something out. But let's just see if we can like maybe... Alright, so if we're doing a house... RZ negative 90... What is this? It's the Y. Alright, so this is going to be like the area where you walk in. I'm imagining like a door out there. I mean, that's probably too tall. I don't know what I'm doing really. Are people going to be living in this house? Am I going to be living in this house? Do I want to live in this house? Alright, this will be maybe my last one. Just cause like I'm having an existential crisis. And it feels bad. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm just going to do that. Put this here. I don't know. And then weird. It's not even a functional building, dude. We'll go with that for now. I don't know. I mean, this wouldn't be too hard to fabricate, thankfully. Oh yeah, I got this over here. I mean, if this was a puzzle, it wouldn't even fit. Here, let's try to be more efficient with our use of space. However, or like, there's no reason as to why a house couldn't look like this. If it snows in your area, this could be like a hazardous point. Like the reason why there's sloped roofs is so the snow falls off. Same with rain. You don't want anything like going inward. You don't want it to collapse that way. But Maybe you could just climb up on top with like a snow shovel and have an existential crisis because you're like, why am I doing this when everybody else is doing something else? But maybe you like that a little bit. Maybe you like feeling a little bit different. But yeah, you could have like, a room here, a bedroom here, a kitchen here, or something, like houses are so uniform, but I don't know. I feel like you would have to have some connection to a community because this would only, like, you could only build this in the middle of nowhere and you're not really going to get your community from, like, your neighbors. So, I don't know. But I wouldn't live in this house. Maybe some psycho out there. I got a friend or a dude I know who might want to live in that. He's different. He's funky. He's strange. I think this one's scaled. Okay. Alright, so this is the symmetry house. The symmetry punk house because I didn't really go with my design constraints. So scary. Here. Or what was my original one? I feel like this would have to be like a museum, but I was trying to go with a house here. I mean, but yeah, like something so simple as this, you would have to have some iron up here, I guess welded here, then you would have to have a pier. I guess out of concrete, like you cast it into the ground at a deep enough level as to where if it's not too rainy, it won't just collapse. Or you definitely don't want to load like a lot of stress here. Like, don't put your weight room here if you're into lifting weights and you got a, a set here for lifting weights. But yeah, door, here. And let's get fancy schmancy. Let's get a window right here. Whoa! We're having too much fun. That's like a James Bond villain lair, let's be honest. Let's see what happens if we type in modern house. I don't like it. Because you don't want to ostracize yourself from the canon, like the majority of the masses. So, I don't know, I guess that's mid-century modern. I guess there's no real culture if we're just pulling from a generation that you're not a part of or something. But maybe it's timeless. I don't know. Maybe this is it. Maybe I should go back to my series that I put on my YouTube channel about designing a mid-century modern house, even though I really think I deleted that file. But you get the idea. I mean, you could really build this pretty quickly. You don't need like the most specific plan unless you're like really going to build, or I don't know if plan's the right word. I was kind of just dreaming whenever I was doing that, just hearing myself talk, but it was a fun series to do. Maybe I had a little bit too much ADD, lost the plot. Scary stuff. I don't know. It's like hard to endorse art really on some foundational levels just because all the artists, all the like classical artists like chop their ears off and stuff. So it's like I don't want to be crazy. I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to be gay. Like all this stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I am just a normal person, but that's also kind of terrifying in of itself. So I guess you really just got to pick your poison. This happened. I don't remember this really happening, but that's a solid design. That's solid. This overhang is kind of killing me, but also maybe that's like its whole charm. I don't know. There's no depth to it. It's very flat. Like maybe you want to hide some stuff in the back, dude. Maybe you need a quick little getaway. better.
And that fits together well.
Or does it? I can see the seams overlapping. Alright, but perfect-ish enough. Bro. But still, it's not good. It's just not good. I need a perfect fit. I don't know what I need here. Maybe I should dream about kids and like what would happen in this house, but I'm scared, bro. It's like when you fully embrace adulthood, it's just I think I don't know, not to sound like Peter Pan, but it's like all adults die and I'm afraid of death. That looked cool. So like maybe I'm just afraid to I like life too much and I don't want to imagine myself growing up because I'm afraid to die. Did that sound cool? I'm not afraid to die. I don't know. And also since this is my world, maybe we can get a bevel right here. How we build this, I don't know. That looks crazy and kind of cool, but I'd have to restructure this without this curve here, 3D wise, and I just don't got it in me right now. I don't know. We'll put this to the side and deal with it later. Later. If somebody asks me what I want, I'd be like, bro, I don't know. Do I want something different? Do I want something the same? Okay, this is just not a house, dude. I don't care what you call that. That's got to be a museum, but that's not a house. This is a neo-modern house. Calling it right now. Hold on. What the hell? Whatever the hell that means. But I put a label on it, so it's a thing now. And it's not a hose. It's a house. Or roadhouse. Dude, I built a sculpture. It got up to 9 feet, and I guess size and scale is epic. Epic. That looks crazy. Oh god. Hope I'm not drawn to the crazy. What just happened? This is the neo-modern Batman house, aka an evil lair. Dude, I'm just so like kind of disheartened about art at this point. I don't know what I want. Like, if everything is always the same, then I hate it. But at the same time, if it's just constant novelty, it sucks too, or it stinks. So it's like, can you be a conservative artist? Is that even a thing? Or if you endorse art, are you just perpetually driven by chaos? Like Marshall McLuhan has a quote. It's the medium is the message. So if you take a progressive form of media, say, I guess Instagram or like cell phones, like even if you post something that's conservative, it's not conservative because the overarching structure that upholds it is indeed progressive. So I don't know. It's possible to be a Democrat and like actually believe in yourself, or like not even believe in yourself, but we've gotten to the point in society where it's like we get too into gender or like identity politics. And I don't know if I'm like sexist, but like I guess I don't know. Am I an idealist? Do I really endorse like this 1950s image of a man? Yes, I kind of do, honestly, in my core. And maybe that's my whole thing. You know, everybody's got to have a thing. But I do kind of think that is kind of conservative because in the 1950s they were kind of racist, but I don't know, like maybe my Van Gogh chop off ear thing is like I'm racist. But I'm not. I understand that it's just more you're more tan if you're black or African American, more sun exposure. But I do think there's I'm just talking in circles here, but I do think there is like different social like etiquette that's expected of different races almost, which is crazy. Like can't like does that make sense? Like I think Kanye West talked about it like in this one interview I saw, but it's like it's kind of cool. He was like the culture endorses a certain point of view for like African Americans, you know. But like I don't know, I feel like if kids grow up in like a predominantly white or Caucasian environment, then like that's kind of their standard that they're like expecting, like that's their basis. But like oh gay, not super gay. Uh I don't know how to describe it, but those guys were gay. Let's take another look at the gay guys. And honestly, these are like all 3D models, which I hate about architecture. These MFers are like, this thing's real, but it's like, you're not real, bro. This is kind of, I guess, like this modern thing. Black and white. Okay, interesting. These colors that come up when we talk about like race, and I don't. Those words got to die, right? Like, not to be like I'm politically correct and just like a blue-haired idiot or something, but culturally, no, I'm not gonna say that. What am I saying? And you know what? I'm so performative, it hurts. Let's shove these together real quick. So you walk in, here's a door maybe. Then let's get insane with this. This is a house. That's a house. Alright, bet. I don't know, I kind of feel like you kind of can do whatever. But since that was insane, let's make this very modest. Uh, it's not possible with these shapes. You need a roof. You need a roof structure. This is terrible. Let's take this and just rotate it 45. Oops. Yeah. So conservative. Get at me, Snow. Oh yeah, so conservative. Let's take this, put this here, put this here, and then duplicate that. And that's a house. That's the antithesis to this house. And let's take these shapes. And I'm not even really going with my design constraints, so I don't know, sue me, but what am I going for here? New ideas. I mean, this could happen. You could literally build any of these. Like, I think I'm trying to excite myself about architecture a little bit. And just like, maybe envision a home. I don't know, bro. This sucks. It kind of gives me Miami vibes, which is just hedonism. What is that? What did I just do? Besides waste electricity. Why did I do this? This is my house, bro. You wanna come? You wanna come check it out? This is actually really big. So like 2 rooms can fit within a small space. You think this is small? No, this is 10 stories right here. My scale is 10 stories, bro. There was this trend I saw in my back when I was like doing interactive art, and it was like you see these insane things on the internet. It's like this invention will change the world, and it like kind of shows maybe someone in the city using it, but it's more hype, I guess. It's more the idea than it is the action. And I think with this, I'm not even sure if I want to take it to the next like action step, but this movie I saw called The Architect kind of sucked. This character, Adrian Brody, I don't know his.
Chinese drama.
Uh, I don't know. He like gets raped at one point. Which is dramatic, but is it good? Not at all. What else? I think like in the bottom dwelling of this like this building that he constructed for some rich family, there was like some devious actions in the basement that was like pretty deathy, like we're gonna kill, which is crazy, and I do not endorse that either. But I guess it was just a film, it was just drama, so I don't know. But architects like blueprints, if they're not creative. I think I'm overthinking it. The frat boy. Okay. But weird movie. I'm gonna put a pin in this, I guess. Maybe this is a video. I don't know. And then maybe next video I can add like windows or something, like try to get maybe some shapes like this, like just like this is like an interesting style, I suppose. It's like I don't know, it has organic shapes, which I definitely appreciate, and I think there's a need and want for these in society. But also, it has like some modern language. I don't even know if modernism is just squares or something. I think it's way more than that, but I don't know. I like the color, I like the bricks. It seems solid. So maybe I can incorporate like some I don't know. I gotta fold some laundry, but I'm gonna call it for meow. Who knows?